Welcome to 3 Dot episode 40. We have Willie G mobile in the car. No one's on cam this episode. I have headphones in for the first time. I can't hear myself, but I can hear Willie, so that's good news. So, Willie, let's see how you been, first of all. It's been quite some time.
Really good, dude. Just bought a house in beautiful Rome, New York. Just got pillaged by a series of twisters, but our house was out of the Shamu splash zone.
So you're doing a lot of promo for the film.
Yeah, we were doing it. Yeah, I mean, not trying to. I am a big Glen Powell guy, but not trying to.
I'm a big Glen Powell guy too, actually. He's killing it.
It really is, man. On top of the game right now, I'd say.
Is he taking Goslin's spot? Is that the move?
Oh, have you seen the work that Gosling got on his face? Actually, Ryan Reynolds is on top of the game right now. I've been watching a ton of Olympics.
Is it Deadpool?
Yes, Deadpool. Not because of Deadpool, because of his Mint Mobile advertisements. They're fantastic. They're fantastic.
They're fine.
Hey, $15 a month for 3 months.
I mean, you're not wrong about the deal. I'm just saying that's not a reason to put him on top of the world.
Well, I suppose, but I also know how much it costs to produce an ad. That thing that they literally the only thing they paid for was a stock video at the end of sheep. You know, right? They're doing things smart, and he's a very likable guy. I think it might be because he's Canadian, but
he's made some shit movies though.
Oh my God, Green Lantern.
That alone, but the fact that that's the first thing that comes to mind, he's made some shit. Let's not. I mean, I don't know if I think he's past being on top of the world. I think Deadpool's just keeping him around.
What was that movie that he made with that C-list blonde? It's not called Just Go With It.
Ryan Reynolds.
I forget. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
No, but Just Go With It's Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston, who is not C-list.
That's a good movie. That's a good one.
That's a good movie.
It's something along those lines, but
is it The Switch or the one with him, Jason Bateman, where they switch places?
That's a shitty movie.
I know.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Jason Bateman's good, actually good.
Well, Jason Bateman, he might be on top of the game right now.
Ozark's winding down though, right?
As far as multimedia, I mean. The podcast.
Well, how about Danny McBride had 3 Emmy winners on HBO at the same time?
Yeah, but awards and stats are for losers.
I agree, but Ryan Reynolds has neither, in my opinion.
No, true.
And that's your guy.
Yeah, he is my guy. I think it's just the Canadian thing.
Willie G's gonna die on the Ryan Reynolds hill.
I will. Do you know what hill I also will
you
die
and Dak
on?
Shepard.
Is that EA Sports NCAA Football 25 might be
the greatest game of all time.
Might be the best video game to come out since NCAA Football 14.
It's the best game ever made. It literally is. It's the best game ever made. Everything about it. I love it.
You know what really helps too is that the team that you and I both, prefer to play with in that game is loaded.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't realize
we'll get to some of that too. But...
Yeah, we'll get into that. I've probably got another 15 minutes before I have to sneak back into work, but we'll get into that for sure.
I thought you were in the car for 40.
I was in the car for 40, but it took 15, 20 to set up on your end. I mean, I don't want to point fingers because when you point one, you got 3 coming back at you, but.
But, well, either way, 3 Dots back, which is the big news. But, to answer your question. But about NCAA 25, that also means with 3 Dot being back, we are taking applications for the online dynasty. We will be starting it. I've had a lot of people reach out. We want to fill the MAC is my plan.
Yeah, the MAC would be great. I already am calling dibs on Bowling Green.
Yeah, I mean, so is everyone.
Well, University of Buffalo would be the most fitting, but I can't even I had to go out of state to put a national championship bet on
Syracuse. Phil, who is not on right now, but he wants to go to Syracuse and his dynasty as coach. He's at Penn State right now.
Well, we're not in the ACC, so tell Phil tough nuts.
I will do that. He'll hear this.
Well, okay, Phil, tough nuts.
Oh, speaking of which, do you want to say anything to Big J?
Oh, yeah, dude. I've missed you, buddy. I've missed hearing about how much you hate me, how much you bought. You know what? I'd rather be hated than you feel completely indifferent about me.
Hey, that's where you want to be, one way or the other. Love or hate, nothing in the middle.
No, dude, in the middle means you're fucking irrelevant.
Exactly.
And in
Hey,
Jamal's,
you get it.
and in Big J, I am not irrelevant to Big J.
No, you are like the center of his life now that you're back.
And, oh my God, I can't. And I'm happy to be back too. I know that it's been a little bit of a hiatus with you. You've had a ton going on.
Yes, yes, new job, new house. Had a lot of issues with the new house. Both plumbing, excavating, flooring issue, a bunch of stuff. But now that's all settled, and I have, a little bit more time day to day where I can record something. So we are back. We're going to be fully back. We're so back.
We're back and better than ever. I hesitate to say we're back in black because it's 2024.
Well, the camera's not on. You could be in blackface, and I wouldn't know.
I could be.
That'd be a weird thing to wear to work, though.
That would be a different thing, though. That'd definitely be a statement, though.
I'm not sure it's the kind you want to make, but it'd be a statement. You'd be on the news for sure.
At the very least, it'd be a statement.
Local insurance salesman loses his mind and wears blackface into the office.
Buddy, Florida. That's a Florida man story right there. Actually,
that's what I'm saying. You can bring it to New York.
In Florida. Yeah.
I'm sure it has. I don't know about insurance. They don't have that down there. They don't care.
No, they don't care. They do have a ton of pill mills, though.
That's worldwide. That's what we do, baby. America,
dude. Opiates greater than Budweiser, I think, right now for this next upcoming generation. They love their Fetty. Holy.
They can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Go till you can't go no more. Oh, speaking of which, good television since
blackface or pills?
Oh, I mean both are. Nah, I can't approve. Disavow blackface.
Okay, good. I wanted to get you on record saying that. I was a little concerned.
I don't know why I said it like it was a question.
You really did. You were really about to get into it. Well, the finer point. No, don't do that. We're 10 minutes in. don't cancel us.
Yeah, no, I'm going to put my foot down. Blackface is bad.
Bold stance in 2024. Willie G standing up for the issues.
Quote, blackface is bad. Willie G.
I like that. No, that's a good thing to stand for.
We talk about all the time in work, having your own personal mission statement. I think I just found mine.
Who would argue with it?
No
one.
I mean, I can name a few. Jimmy Fallon.
I don't think you would argue it now. At the time, sure.
Yeah, he got his pee-pee whack. He's good.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel too, right?
Oh yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah,
what's with Jimmy's hosting late shows and doing blackface?
That's I would say correlation without causation, because a lot of Trudeau has done blackface,
And who was it? Portnoy?
No,
Gaz?
He just said the N-word. I think Gaz might have. Portnoy just was
Gaz dressed up as Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah,
that's right.
No, Dave. All Dave did was sing along to DMX lyrics. R.I.P.
Yes, it was DMX. You are right. And DMX 2 platinum albums in 1 year. People forget.
Yeah, people forget, dude. I mean, the crack definitely helped. Helped that workflow.
What were you gonna say though?
I was
went on that tangent.
Talking about good TV. I don't know if we had talked about Shoresy on Hulu.
You've mentioned it. I'm not. That's not my style.
That's not. Well, it's not. You're not the only person listening to this.
I know. I'm saying people are aware of the show.
I know they are. They spam it all over their. Everybody's Hulu's different now. Like I go on my mom's, and it's just like,
algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. It's algoed. It's all algoed out. Some people have to search for it, and I don't know. We don't know what our female listenership is. I can't imagine Shoresy's popping up fucking first page for them.
No, probably not. I think our female listenership makes up 1%.
You got the hard numbers?
The last YouTube numbers I had, 1%.
Oh, is that 1%? Hey, that's like a. What's so funny is that that's probably about what Fallon's was too when I was out in Boston doing her show. It was about 1% female. Yeah, but but I think that was for a different reason though, that it was 99%. I don't think the males are coming here for our.
Well, that is, the demographics are always flipped. Like women will have a higher male demographic, and then some women, but guys will have 90% men. Like that's, I mean, that goes without saying.
Well, caller Zaddy, what do you think that? What do you think the Alex Cooper's ratio is?
I don't know. What's she do now?
I have no clue. I should have.
Well, for example, Casey Smith at Barstool. I guarantee most of the fans of her are men.
Yeah. Actually,
but she's good. I don't mean make that point to say that like she's like just because she's a woman. Like she's actually good, but some women do get propped up by just a bunch of men who are simping and shit.
Oh, I have actually massive news, and this is I hate to switch gears fast.
Hold on, breaking news music.
Breaking
He's
news.
put it on the blackface.
I met my first Joe Biden supporter in the wild.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
No, I mean that's fucking crazy. Well, he was the most.
Is there none around you?
Huh? No, there are none. I've not met one. I've not met one person who has vocally said I like his policy, and this guy did.
I see.
One of my
not just like a blind fan. He actually thinks he knows.
Not blind face. Like he actually like is a.
He read the documents.
Yeah, he read the documents, dude. He read the documents. But I don't know. The guy was a giant pussy anyway, so I didn't really listen to what he was saying. So
is that your political commentary for the week?
yeah.
Biden supporter, 100% pussy. The ones I've seen.
Yeah.
I'd say I don't.
That's wild.
I don't really run into anyone that talks about it either way. Honestly, I feel like everyone's just scared. Like I haven't really heard anyone say very huge supporter one way or the other. I've heard people hate one or the other. No one says they support one or the other.
Oh no, dude!
We lose you?
MAGA, dude. Speaking of MAGA, it's just I-90 or no 481. Sorry, being a fucking bitch. But
local.
No, I watched the Break 50 video with Bryson and Donald Trump. With Miranda, and I'm not like gonna push my political. Our presidential vote doesn't matter. We're in New York. So I didn't want to sway.
Yeah, we matter over here.
Yeah, you do. I would love to be in a swing state, dude. That would be sick. Oh my god, that'd be so. Because I'm voting for RFK. Because God forbid he does get in. The assassination clock 1.5 months. I'm setting the line at. Not saying I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying that the CIA, they have a history with his family of not agreeing. But no, we watched the Break 50 video with Trump, and his swing is hilarious, but he hits fucking bombs.
Oh, he pipes it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like a normal.
It really did look. The swing did look horrible.
It looked awful, but it went straight. Don't matter how.
But in general, though, how did we end up in the debate talking about golf scores for president?
Because I just mentioned meeting.
No, not you. At the debate, at the actual debate. I'm not talking about you bringing it up.
Oh, sorry, I'm a narcissist. Go ahead.
I know that. No, I'm saying at the debate, it actually came up about their golf scores, which I think is hilarious. But
yeah, no, that is great. I'm not sure how it came up. I honestly had it because Miranda is just I think she was watching either Gossip Girl or Vampire Diaries on the other side. I was reading the captions on the debate, and that was even better when it went to golf. It was like he was like, I bet you that how much money a hole? Fucking great.
I forget what he said, but yeah.
Great, man. I just love what the part two. He's like, the only criminal on stage is you. Well, your son smokes crack.
Yeah, it's the thing is like I can watch that and I'd be like, yeah, like this is hilarious, but also like, what the fuck are we doing?
Somebody should have an earpiece.
That's not some deep thought, but like I feel like everyone collectively is like, finally in the last 8 years was like, what are we doing? Like all these candidates.
Yeah,
who's the young candidate right now? Like who's the young guy that people are?
You're an Ohio boy.
No.
We don't like him.
I haven't read a ton what's coming out. Some of the statements aren't great as a VP.
Some of them aren't awesome, dude. Some of them aren't good.
But that's what I mean. He's like a young up and coming politician, and he's insane. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't really know, man. It's because it's the bell curve, right? That the extremes are what are going to stand out, one way or the other.
And once upon a time, Herb Dean was too controversial for screaming.
And I think people have forgotten too that like the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are fucking awesome, and you can always add amendments. I think people did forget that. Like, you don't have to tear it all down, dude. Like, Constitution's like by all politics.
It's a living document.
It's a fucking, by all political scientists' accounts, probably the best written, form of, structural government ever created. So I think we should stick to that and just like fix it a little, But yeah, I think fresh blood has to be in there. I don't know why, God rest my grandfather's soul. I don't know why my grandpa's up there on stage debating each other. Like, what, like, it was the entertainment value was there, right? But it's not reality TV. It's literally people's
That's what I mean.
Fucking livelihood.
And it trickles down because then like the supporters from each side, no one's talking issues anymore. It's just who's weird, who's old, who's dumb. It's like there's nothing about actual like policy. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm some big proponent and I know everything that's going on. But I can also sit back and say we're like I'm stupid and we're all stupid. But it's dangerous when you don't think you are and you think you know everything and the other side's evil. Well, yeah, like that's when we
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that applies for anything, man. The minute you think you know everything is when you get smacked in the face by life telling you you don't know shit.
Right. Like miracles can happen.
No, for sure, dude.
Like look at Murph the Eagle. You know about that?
I do, but why don't you let everybody else know?
Well, I'll tell you the story. There's this eagle at the zoo. I forget what zoo I told you. I think it was down south somewhere, but it's Murph the Eagle. He was an elderly male eagle, and he wanted to have a child of his own. It's nature. He wanted to raise a child, so he started laying on a rock. He didn't have a partner. He had this rock, and he would lay on it as if it was an egg every day. And the zookeepers observed this behavior, and they finally. This is all real, by the way. You can look it up, and like I found an article. This wasn't just made up.
Yeah,
but
you sent me the article. Yeah,
the zookeepers literally see Murph, being a dumbass, laying on this rock every day, think it's going to hatch, and they finally say, "Hey, we found this injured baby eagle." And one night they replaced the rock with the nestling, and Murph raised it as his own. It's beautiful, it's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened again. Like he just kept, after that one was raised, they gave him another child. And there's two ways to really go on this is, but what I said about miracles is that's a miracle in the eagle community. He
100%.
He believed.
He did.
All he did was believe, and everyone told him he was crazy. And he laid on that rock every day, and sure enough, he produced a baby out of that rock. And who's to say he's wrong? Who's to say he's wrong?
Eagles are going to be telling that story for generations and generations.
Well, that's the flip side of it. Is whoever the Nero of the eagle community is going to say this Murph guy is too powerful, and all of our eagles have stopped laying eggs. They now lay on rocks all day. They don't need to mate. They think they can just make babies from rocks. We need to strike this Murph guy down. Murph's in danger. Is more of what this is a public service announcement. Rescue Murph the Eagle. Rescue him. He has disciples. He has changed the ways of the eagle community. He's a dangerous free thinker in society of the eagles. He needs to be protected at all costs.
Yeah, and that's a PSA right there.
These zookeepers have not realized what they've done. They have brought apart the entire system within their zoo, and they don't even realize it. They think it's just a nice favor, but you're performing a miracle, and you don't know it. You're ruining the nature of the eagle itself.
Oh, that's not a good sound. Yeah, no,
that's a great end of that story is your car door opening.
Dude, fuck off.
No, I'm saying that was phenomenal. It didn't deserve much more than that.
Yeah, when we take a peek at the audio file afterward too, I think it'll give us a nice wave too for timestamps for when I get my ass back to work.
Willie, where were you? Listen to the pod. All right.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, are you asking literally where I was just then?
No, I was being your boss if you went in and then you said timestamps for when you got back to work. Anyway, do you know that? Hey, do you know that like balded, red-haired guy he was on Euphoria or something. He died.
Oh yeah, my fiance talks about him all the time. Not all the time, but she mentioned
What a horrible
it
actor.
said whatever, something about him. Yeah. I know.
He was not a good actor.
Well, I didn't know much about his work. I thought his name, for whatever reason, why does his name? Was it Adolf?
I can't imagine it was Adolf. I don't know that, but I can't imagine it was Adolf.
It was something like that.
I never saw Euphoria, but I was watching a movie he was in, and I literally go, "Why?" Like, I get he died, but like, why is he talked about him this way? He really wasn't.
Well, you don't want to, unless it's OJ. You don't really want to speak poorly of the dead.
I'm not speaking poorly. I'm saying he wasn't a great actor. That's not. I didn't say he was a bad person.
Well, yeah, but subjective statements on the dead are generally you try and stay away from those.
Do you?
I don't know. Actually,
I'm questioning the current state of his fans. I'm not. It's not really even about him. I'm wondering why he's so revered. He's not Murph the Eagle. He didn't perform any miracles. Willie's dead. I think we actually did lose him. Is he there? I'm staring at his picture. Willie? I'm going to have to move on. I guess we're going to move on without Willie. Oh, by the way, for those who pay attention, Nick Castellanos is his plus 700 to hit a home run today after the stock market crash. I would be hammering that bet. If you don't know, Nick Castellanos has a history for hitting a home run immediately following severe / tragic world events. I don't know if you know that. Look it up. Nick Castellanos for the Reds. Happens all the time. He hit a home run during broadcasters like mid-apology. Willie has now joined as a separate Willie account. I don't know what's going on. Why am I staring at two pictures of you?
I think I might have two tabs open. Can you hear both?
I hear just you. You disappeared and then you popped up in a different tab.
Go ahead. No, I was.
Hey, real quick, Nick Castellanos plus 700. The stock market just crashed. How much you want to bet he goes deep?
Oh, going long, like Uncle Rico.
That's what I was telling people. Like Nick Castellanos, that's what he does. It's horrible things happen. He rises to the top.
I drive to left field. What do you mean?
Hard line to left, guaranteed.
Yep.
I got it coming into 6th inning. Mark it down.
All right. What are the odds on that?
It's plus 700 for him to hit a home run.
That's not, dude. That's
why not throw a little on it?
Printing money. But yeah, no, that was my gambling tip for everybody. Syracuse National Championship, because the easiest regular season of all time.
And Kyle McCord.
Yeah, and I'll let you talk about him. I gotta go to work.
Okay. Are you leaving for good?
yeah, I gotta go.
Okay. All right.
See you.
All right. Well, now that Willie's gone, we were a little all over the place, but I wanted to get him in while we could. But no, Kyle McCord, who was the quarterback for Ohio State last year, is now the quarterback at Syracuse. They do have a tremendously easy schedule, and it would be like I can appreciate the hilarity that would be Kyle McCord beating Ohio State in the playoffs. Like it would be horrible. I would probably kill myself, but like the comedy of it would be almost worth it. Like, with great comedy comes tragedy. Robin Williams. See, now that's not a great joke either. Willie would have gotten mad at that one. So I'm speaking really ill of the dead today. I'm going to try to stop that. Where was he going with the Ryan Reynolds thing, though? Did not like that one bit. Not one bit. Now, if he would have said Justin Long, Sean William Scott, someone like that, random people. I was going to keep this short. I didn't even expect Willie to join, but then he did. So then we, did a little conversation there. I do have a better than Oppenheimer list to continue the series that we had started. There's a lot better than Oppenheimer out there, especially coming out. I had many on the list, but I'm going to do 2 episodes this week. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning. But I plan on doing one this weekend with Phil or myself. But Spaceman with Adam Sandler on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If you turn it on for like 10 minutes and then gave up, watch it, the whole thing, get through it. It's a tremendous movie. Anthony, who's actually appeared on the show once, him and I were talking about it. It's a phenomenal movie. And Sandler gives an incredible performance. And I've talked about Adam Sandler a lot on this show. I'm a big Adam Sandler guy, and he can actually act when he wants to. Like, he can do it, and he's been flexing that more in recent years. But phenomenal movie. And let's see here. I actually wrote a whole blog about Spaceman now that I look at it. And that means that the blog site will be coming soon. That is official. I have a lot more time, and now that I'm not working fucking 14 hours, I've still worked a fair amount, but not 14 hours a day in a factory and then come home and have no time to do, what I want to do. And it's been tremendous. And the new home is awesome. We were in a condo for I won't say 5, that's too long. 4 years, something like that. 3, I don't know. But we're in a new home now, and obviously that comes with a lot of things. So we had some plumbing issues. We had a situation where our shower was not draining at all. And this was after, let me start before that. We went without water for 21 days. My wife, Haley, had broken the valve to the water on the city side. We got 2 valves, one's in the home, one's city side. She broke the city side. So in order to turn off the water, you had to have the city turn it off at the street, or a plumber turn it off at the street and then come in and fix the valve. So we do that, or we're going to do that. I get it to where it's at least not leaking onto the ground in the basement, but it's broken in an 85% off position. So we were just trickling water in, and that's it. So that's going on. We call a plumber for the warranty. They come out. The guy goes, "Hey, call it the warranty. They won't cover it." He goes, "And I won't be able to do it anyway because I can't turn the water off at the street, but here's 3 or 4 guys that will do it." This guy was awesome. He gave me a bunch of recommendations for people that could turn it off at the street. So we call Mr. Reuter. Mr. Reuter comes out, and we call the city for them to come out. Mr. Reuter looks at the valve and goes, "That'll be over $1,000. I'm going to replace both of them." And I said, "No, you won't." And he goes, "Well, that's what we want to do, and it's going to be $1,000. And I said, "All right, we'll see you later." Because luckily he didn't get to even start work and then try to hit us with that, because the city went to turn the water off. Plot twist, their valve was broken too, and they didn't know it. So now they had to come out, send a team out the next day, excavate the yard. And once they excavated the yard, they fixed the valve. Water's good. I have to call the original warranty plumber out, but just paid him on the side to do it for much less. I don't want to out that guy's business, but way cheaper than the Mr. Reuter guy. And it took him like 15 minutes. Bunch of bullshit, but you got to pay people to do the shit the right way. I mean, I like, it's one of those things where, like, if the water was off, maybe I could replace the valve myself, sure, but I'm not going to take that chance or risk having the wrong thing and be right back to square one. Anyway, he does that. Our yard got torn up. Doesn't look horrible, but there's a huge just, clump of dirt, no grass in the middle of it. But everything's looking up. Well, then we go to our shower, and it's not draining. And I'm like, okay, this one old Nick can handle. I grab some Drano, and I pour that down, and it goes a little bit faster. Pour another. At the end of it, I've put 3 or 4 bottles of Drano down the shower drain, and they all go down, and then it starts draining fine, but it still would build back up. So I'm like, all right, I'll call the original plumber again, have him come take a look. But at least we have water, right? Let me go down and start some laundry. Discovery, the main drain in the basement, which all the other drains in the house are feeding into apparently, and it's also the sewage drain, has backed up. And now our basement is just not covered. It was nasty, obviously, but there was like a puddle, and it would have kept getting worse if we kept trying to put more water down it. So there's also Drano all over. Like, it's just a disaster down there. Call the people that like originally scoped our drain. They come out. They do a hydro jet thing. It was like roots and something else like blocking it. So like they were covered partially in the warranty that they had given us, a different warranty, different company. But then after 21 days, 3 different plumbers, the city coming out and turning off our water, we finally got water in the house, which then led us to getting new floors. We got our water, let's get our new floors, and then finally unpack. Because the whole time we're trying to do all this at once so we don't have to unpack everything and then move it again. Well, then our flooring guy, he does the whole first floor except for one room. And then the carpet gets done upstairs, and he's like, hey, so this other room over here, problem is it's really bouncy in this spot, and I want to take a look in your crawl space. I'm like, okay, take a look at the crawl space. He opens it up, and I see it right away. The guy sees it. He goes, holy shit. There's just a joist not connected to anything. There's a joist that's literally like hanging there, right where the bouncy spot is, like completely was missed in our inspection. And the rest of the joists were cut so that HVAC could be installed. Like there's these giant pipes, like disaster underneath there. Not disaster, but like the loose joist was a disaster waiting to happen. So he goes, I want to cut up the floor, take a look at everything. It'll be $4,000 to $5,000. I'm like, okay. Again, no, we're not going to do that just at your word. So we had to call our inspector. We go, hey, not like rude, but like, hey, kind of a big deal. Think you might have missed something. Can you come take a look? And he walks in, very nice guy, but he walks in. He's like, first of all, I want to say I'm going to stand by my inspection, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, let's just take a look. This man opens the crawl space and sets down the little panel there. And then he's just staring at this thing, and it's staring right back at him. And like 3 full minutes go by of just no one saying anything. He's just staring at it. Then he puts on his glasses, takes them off, puts them on, touches it. And then he turns around and he goes, all right, so what I can do is I can fix this. I'll do this, this, and this free of charge, blah, 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 blah. And like, that's all I wanted is for the guy, if you missed it, fix it, no problem. I mean, that's no issue. And we don't need to come after anyone for anything. It's just, here's what we saw, and we'd rather go to you first than write a complaint online or whatever. So he goes, it's going to be a few weeks. I got to raise it up a little bit at a time, blah, 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 blah. Comes back in the next week, jacks it up, able to do it all at once, which was incredible. I don't know if he was supposed to, but whatever. He did that, and it's attached. Our foreign guy is going to come back. It's going to cost us a little more to level it, but that will be done, and then we will finally be established in the new house, which is awesome because it has been stressful, a little stressful. I will say, I'm not going to lie. Trying to get everything together. The plumbing, the no water issue was much more pressing than the floors, but finally we got that going as well. I did want to do. What movie was that? Okay, I will do a bigger movie review on the next episode. I have so many notes. I've been taking notes this whole time, but like just haven't had time to record, or when I did have time, I just didn't want to. But a lot of people kept asking and all that, so here I am. And I do enjoy it. And now that I got it set up in here, I can do it a lot better. I did a class reunion. I went with Phil to our 12-year class reunion. I'll recap that with him maybe. Wasn't anything too eventful, but just good to see some people. Not a lot of people turned out. I didn't expect that many to go. I almost didn't go, but a lot of people actually did. Not a lot. I'm saying a lot of people didn't show up, but there was a few people that was good to see. Bronny. I don't want to talk about Bronny. That's past. Shut the fuck up, Paul George. I know what that meant. Paul George is just a fucking baby all the time. I that's evergreen. He's always on a podcast talking shit about something. But people still consider him one of the best ever. Sorry, not the point. None of that's the point. Let's see here. Kelly Stafford. I'll do that one later. Got some books. I will go over those later. Do some book reviews as well. I know that's really exciting stuff in 2024. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. A lot of these. That's actually part of a novel I'm writing. Okay, we will get rid of that too. Oh, I actually did find a list of movies I've seen. Dune. Oh, I did want to talk about Dune. What a horrible movie. I haven't seen part 2, but part 1 was the most boring thing ever. I don't get how it was this epic, exciting thing. Now, part 2 might blow me away, and I know I'm late to all this, but man, that was tough scene. Timothée Chalamet just like in a trance and Zendaya staring into distance for like 2 hours. So the most boring fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Abigail. Did see Abigail. Abigail wasn't bad. It wasn't as scary or as like arts. It was like somewhere in between. It was kind of just not all in on anything, but not bad. The Judge. I've been watching that show. That's the one with Bryan Cranston, I believe, where he's the judge. But not bad. First season, good. Rewatched Shrek, and we were on vacation, and I forget, Haley just wanted to turn something on, and we ended up watching Shrek. Shrek's better than Oppenheimer still. Holds up. Mike Myers, fantastic. Eddie Murphy, way better than Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's still one of the worst movies I've seen this year. This year is probably the worst movie I've seen other than Aquaman 2. Split. I had never seen Split. Split was very good, better than Oppenheimer. Clove Hitch Killer, worse than Oppenheimer. I will say that. Space Man with Adam Sandler, way better than Oppenheimer. Not even close. I have a whole nother list, but I will get back to that another time. Meatloaf. That's about it. It's a bit about robbery farms. Okay. That'll be on the next episode as well. What I do want to finish this episode with, and I know we were all over the place, and I know I just ran through a bunch of gibberish right there. The Michigan investigation is coming to a head. We've received notice about allegations. There's a lot of reports all over the place, whether the notice of allegations was new, whether it's old, what it actually means for punishment, who's actually in trouble. Is it Sharon Moore? Is it Jim Harbaugh? Is it just Connor Stallions working alone? All of that's going on. I'm not going to be one of these people who's like, oh, let me tell you, first, Michigan is a football program which has existed for 100 years. And what they did, no. The summary is the allegations came out. It looks like Stallions didn't work alone. To the extent of which coaches knew, we don't know. 52 deleted text messages from Sharon Moore to Connor Stallions. Multiple, hard drives were ripped out. Central Michigan fired their coach after Connor Stallions was confirmed to be on their sidelines last year. It's also come out that he was on the Western Michigan sidelines last year. They scouted teams 58 different times, which is that's where also a gray area. People are saying it's not illegal. Other people are saying it's illegal if you're in person, and then if it's not the staff, it's not illegal. Bunch of gray area, but it looks like the NCAA is finally going to decide one rule way or the other. And I reached out to a Michigan fan who's active, reads message boards and everything. I asked him what his thoughts were, and he responded saying, well, his main thing was he doesn't believe in vacated wins, and I get that. I fully believe in that too. I think this is a rare case. I think vacated wins for, like, if a player acts up and the player was on the roster and then you won games, I don't necessarily believe in vacated wins there. A la, Terrell Pryor, Tressel, everything that happened there. The issue is like this. It's, what if let's just to make this simpler, if you're all in on the NCAA's investigation being accurate and you believe they did cheat, well, then it's a little different than having a player who, sold something or took money or whatever anywhere. Not just like the Ohio State example, but if you have a player on your team that did that, I don't want to vacate the wins for the whole team based off one player's actions. But if the entire coaching staff knew, which is what's being alleged, again, I'm not going all in and saying that. I'm just saying reading it as it comes into me. The situation is, if the whole coaching staff knew and it significantly impacted whether or not you won games with that roster, then it's kind of like, well, you vacate it because it's the whole staff, it's the whole team. I get that, and the title's tainted, that whole thing. I also don't. I said back to him, I was like, I don't believe in vacated wins, but I also don't believe in punishing people who weren't on, the team at the time. Like, you do a postseason ban, which I get. There's certain levels that, like, you have to, like, you will vacate wins or you will do a postseason ban, and there'll be other stuff. But, like, I don't love punishing incoming freshmen. The fact that it's Michigan, I do. Like, if since it's Michigan, I want them to get death penalty, never have a football program again. But like, just being unbiased about it, I don't like the idea of incoming freshmen being punished because a coaching staff, committed violations and one guy's gone, the other guy might get suspended. Like, punish the staff. If we know what happened, punish the staff. If you want to get rid of scholarships, if you want to handcuff them that way, I get that. The postseason ban's tough, but I believe in it. I mean, I think that's something that should happen in this case. In my opinion, I think it should be revoked wins and postseason ban, maybe scholarships, and then the fine. But like Pete Thamel came out, who was the one who leaked the notice of allegations, and he's saying postseason ban might be difficult. I don't think they vacate wins. It'll probably be a huge fine, which, okay, but I don't think there's any fine amount that you can reasonably give to Michigan where they won't just pocket and pay, no problem. I'm not just saying any school would do that. Any big school will just say, all right, cool, keep our football program going, but we'll eat the fine. I think there has to be some sort of on the field punishment. Whether they suspend Sharon Moore, I don't know. I don't know what that necessarily does either. I don't know how you punish Harbaugh. There's reports coming out that the Ravens are involved because Minter and McDonald and all those guys were connected with the Ravens, and Stallions might have been scouting for. I don't know, man. It's more and more comes out, and more gets confusing, honestly. But to summarize, like I said, it's notice of allegations are out. They seem to have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is factual, confirmed, whatever. It's just a matter now of waiting to see what the punishment's actually going to be. And I don't want to ruin, these incoming freshmen or whoever might commit to Michigan's lives. But at the same time, I don't know how you punish this. This is kind of unprecedented territory. It's not paying players, which is legal now. It's not any of that. It's cheating for a competitive advantage. And scouting in a way that's blatantly against the rules, if you believe the reports. So don't really know where that's going to go, but just wanted to kind of talk about it because I'm a huge Ohio State fan, or we do a lot of Ohio State on this podcast. And I also saved it for the end for the most part because I know there's also people that used to listen to this show who can't stand the college football part, but just hit skip. So for them, I don't like to jam the show with it. I honestly don't even know what Will and I talked about at the beginning. Like, I'm going to have to listen back and see if we can even put it up because it's good to hear from him, but he's very scattered, and as am I. So that was not a great situation for us. I will say that 3 Dot will be back officially, probably twice this week, maybe twice a week going forward, honestly. I originally had talked about that, wanted to do that. If it was up to me, I would be doing it even more than that. So we'll see. And then there was something else. Oh, merch, whatever. I will post that link again. People that bought it, again, thank you. And then it's really for the people who bought him and I left or didn't do a show for a while. Have faith. I will always be back. I will post that link on our Twitter. It's always on our Twitter, our Instagram, 3 Dot Podcast, TikTok at 3 Dot Podcast, all of that. If you would like to be in the online Dynasty League for NCAA 25, text me, call me, reach out, email 3dotpodcast@gmail.com, tweet at us, DM us, whatever the situation is. Get in, first come, first serve. I believe last I checked, we have 7 spots filled, like confirmed filled, and then a few more dancing around it. Don't want to commit yet. One of them doesn't have the game yet, though. So there's open spots. If you want to be in it, go ahead and hit me up. There's something else I can't remember. This is 43 minutes. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. This is episode, I want to say 40, so I'm going to call it 40 right now. We are back with 3 Dot Podcast later this week, and then back to once to twice a week, normal schedule going forward from now on. So, like I said, enjoy the show going forward. Reach out, stay with us. We will always come back to you. Shout out to Big J, shout out to Andy, shout out to Arlo, Cody, Jenica, the diehards, the Dots, Deja, all of them, everyone, every single person who supported us. We are back and we are not going anywhere. So thank you. This has been the 3 Dot Podcast.